Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you, everyone? Hope everyone is doing good. So, today, in the episode number 15, right? Where's the banner, guys? Okay, here is it. Here's the banner. As you see, breakdown series, it's a new episode number 15. Men have wall too. Breaking news. Men have wall too. So, what's happened? Who follow me on Twitter, like supposed to get some idea about what happened, but I will explain everything in details today, so everything will be clear. Okay, let me try to fix this one before to have a better visual. Okay, I hope that will be better. Yes, great. So what happened between me and the real film sapien Ali? You remember Ali, the girl who blown up on TikTok because she says, I love my husband and I submit to my husband. We got her on the channel before. We got a podcast. You will find it in podcast in English playlist. And we had a long conversation about a lot of things. But but we disagreed on something. She got triggered and she blocked me. So that was unfortunate. That was unfortunate. And but it was expected because women react with emotional impulsive reaction. So women will be women. I did not, let's say, got surprised from that. Like a lot of people, whoa, because I have much more following on Twitter than her. A lot of people, whoa, coach, why did she block you? Like, she's still a woman, guys. Like, come on, we expected that. I do expect that at least, because I have a long experience with women, talked to thousands and thousands of women from over than 100 nationality around the world. So I know how women react. I've been professional life coach since like few years. I talk to women like through my profession, fixed some women problems. Some women who consult me are married now with kids, like and sending me thanks every now and then, and that's great. That's good. We saved some women. So yeah. And guys, do not get me wrong. This is not an attack on Ali. I know Ali, she's a good girl or a good woman. I can say good girl because she's much younger than me. She's a good girl. And like generally speaking, her content is beneficial to women, and she's trying to do good with a good intention. So I'm not attacking Ali. Just to be clear, I'm not attacking. Even if she blocked me, so what? So what? I block over than 30 person every single day. So what? Block is not a big issue, but her reaction was a little bit odd because you're a part of the manosphere, like sort of Ali, if you're like listening to this video. So in the manosphere, we check each other and we correct each other. So that's usual. I corrected a lot of content creator. A lot of content creator corrected me when I do something wrong, and that's we talk that with the sport, let's say, spirit, and that's okay. If you've been a part of the manosphere in the last like 6 months, like I've been here since years, and a lot of people criticize me for a lot of things, and we're still friends. Like that's okay. I didn't block them; they didn't block me. That's okay. So no need for the emotional repulsive reaction. So let's see. Why did she block you, coach? I know Ali since long time. She used to watch my content, or she watched some of my videos and she was commenting on them. And she's genuinely good woman, like generally speaking, but she's still a woman. So let's not forget that. Here is the story. You will find it out. I'll show you. I'll share the screen of my Twitter account, and you can find my tweets. Let's start from here. As you can see, this was my first reply to Ali, which is Real Film Sapien on Twitter. Do you really think his skin texture matters? That was a reply for her tweet. She was talking about men have wall when men get old, their skin texture will be different. And I replied with this photo, and I said, like, do you really think his skin texture matters? Like when he got money, that's a symbolic, of course, that's a symbolic. That's not literal picture. Like you do not have to be a billionaire for women to not care about your texture. But you are getting the context. Do not be literalist, guys. Do not be NPC, non-playing character. You're getting the idea that man will be defined not by his skin texture, not by his hair, not by his physical feature to some degree. So there is a lot of things matter more than that. If you got these things, so uh, it will never be wall. And we are getting here to the definition of the wall, because I do not like liquid definitions and liquid concepts with liquidity, like gender liquidity. No, no. There is male and there is female. There is no liquidity. There is no third option. You might get a defected female, you might get a defected male. That's okay, but there's still two. Okay. So my main idea here is nobody gives a fuck about men skin texture. If you are doing good in your life, who gives a fuck about your skin texture? My skin texture is rough, your skin texture is soft, and usually soft for the so soft guys who do not do handle work. Yeah, if you're a doctor or accountant, yeah, you will have soft skin. That's okay. But it doesn't matter. It is not a like deal breaker for man, his skin texture. So that was my first reply to Ali. She did not get the joke. She said, not every single man will have this amount of money. I never said that every single man will have. So she's just responding to respond. Okay. Let's follow here what happened after. Okay, there's a lot of tweets. Okay, here is my second reply for it, as you see. So it's not biological wall, and because she responded that okay, this man will have achievement, this man have money, this man does not, this man will be fat when he get old, this man is not. So I said it is not a biological wall. It is not a biological wall. Men do not have a biological wall. It is economical one. And I'm very precise using my words as usual. It's an economical one, and it can be fixed anytime. Can be fixed anytime. And what did I mean by it can be fixed anytime? I mean, if you do the work, if you understand how to get money, and you do the work, you really work your ass off, you can fix it. I saw men like just turning the whole shape of their body after 50, after 60. Some men have problem with testosterone. They take testosterone replacement therapy. They practice six times a week. They take care of their food, and they got in shape. They have a Hercules like shape body. So does that can be fixed? Yeah, it can be fixed. So it is not a wall if it can be fixed. And that's my point. When I say women have wall, the wall can't be fixed. The wall can't be fixed. You cannot reverse your egg count. You cannot have 50% of your egg count at 30. You can't. It is impossible. You can't. By any single way, you can't. You just can't. It is irreversible. But man is fat, okay, he can lose weight. He do not know the game, he can learn the game. He does not have enough money, he can learn and do get some money. If he want to, if he put the work, really, he can. So it is not a real wall. Like there's no biological wall for men. And to talk about reproduction, man can reproduce, a healthy man can reproduce until he die. Really. I did some videos on that in Arabic, and I'm doing it today in English. You can reproduce at 50, 60, 70 if you're healthy. Yes. But most men is not healthy. I don't give a fuck about most men. Most men are losers. So they are not doing the work. That's why they are losers. It is not a wall. It is laziness problem. Okay? Let me check. The next reply was okay, no, it is not. It is not a wall, what I mean. Any healthy man can reproduce until the end of his years. I've seen that over and over and over. Yes, in the Arab world, I seen that over and over and over. Men having childs at 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. So it is not a wall. This is this is not exception at all. But the one wife policy in the West make it nearly impossible. Yeah, yeah, one wife policy in the in the West. Well, when your wife pass 40, game over, man. No, you need another one. It's not legal in your country, so it's not my problem. It's Western problem. It's not a man problem. She can be 19, and here I'm replying to the age of the girl, like who will accept to engage or get wifed by an older man. I said she can be 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. That's okay. There is a million of women will accept it if the man healthy with good economic status. If not, if not in US, if not in America, do not worry. There is 200 other countries. It is not effect. It does not affect all men. It is not a wall. And here I'm trying to explain myself and to be as clear as possible. Really, really, because she's trying to localize this issue, which is the American woman. Oh, my girlfriend do not want to bang a 60 years old dude. Well, guess what? There's millions of girls out of US will accept that. Ta-da! Yeah. So it is not a local problem. It is not a men's problem. It's a geographic problem because most Western women are hoes anyway. Yeah. So, but you're not limited to these options. You have all the world. So it is not a real wall. Okay. Do not apply US standards on Middle East. And the point that there is no wall for men. It's achievement requirement. And I'm very clear here. I'm saying it is achievement requirement. What does achievement requirement mean? By all standards, your body, your muscle mass is achievement. Your health is achievement. You have to take care of yourself to be healthy. I do not eat junk food. I do not eat sweets. I do not eat fast food at all. Zero. I eat healthy, fresh food cooked in home only. How my health is great. I practice. I have a good mass muscle. I have low body fat ratio. How? I achieved that. I achieved that by exercising, taking care of my food, and practicing a lot. So I do have achieved these things. That's what I say. That's what I meant by it is achievement requirement. Is every man will be able to achieve that? It is their choice. It is their choice. So I have no sympathy, no empathy for old men who look like old fart, who do not have any, like zero attraction, whose his sexual market value is 1 or 2 out of 10. I do not give a fuck. And the society do not give a fuck. The planet do not give a fuck. The woman do not give a fuck. Who should give a fuck? Nobody. Nobody. So it is performance. It is based on performance. It is not based on wall. There is no wall. Do we see do we see men, like I put some pictures for guys to motivate them. Uh, the last one was a man, a fat man, really fat looking man at his 55 or 58. Yeah. And he got testosterone replacement therapy and he started practicing. He got six pack when he's 62. He looked like a Greek god, really. He took care of himself. So, did he reverse the wall? Is it real wall if I can reverse it? No, it is not. It is not a wall. It's a burden of performance. Men have burden of performance. It is not a wall. You can be loser at 20. You can be loser at 30. You can be loser at 40. You can be loser at 50. You can be loser at 60. You can be loser at 70. But you can be winner in all of these years. Who decide that? You and you alone. Most men are not like that. Yes, most men are failure stories. Most men are losers. Most men are poor and they will stay to be poor. And nobody gives a fuck. We acknowledge that. In the manosphere, we acknowledge that. And she says, like, some red pillars are delusional. How we are delusional when we acknowledge that already before you even exist in the manosphere? I have to roast you, Ali. I'm sorry. Like, you are younger than my youngest sister. So you're not an opponent, you're not an opposite side. I know, like, you're a good woman. I know your husband is a great guy. I got I did collaborate with him in on my channel. We got like a great podcast. Shout out to Tom. He's a good guy. He's a really great man. But I have to roast you a little bit here. Yeah. And she was complaining that men, a lot of men get triggered. How we get triggered? Like, do we have to accept everything that you say? So anything you will say, we will say, yes, that's right. That's how we do not get triggered. Somebody have to correct you when you say bullshit. Deal with it. Deal with it. Yeah. So let's continue. This is not participation. There is no participation trophies in man's life. Ta-da! As I'm saying always, there is no participation trophy in man's life. That's not selling them lies. She says, do not sell men lies. That's not selling them lies. That's a fucking reality. And do I stick by that statement? Yes, I'm not selling anyone lies. If you did not put the work, effort, and time, you will be a loser. And that's reality. That's fact. I'm not selling anyone lies, right? I'm not selling anyone any lies. And if you're watching this, it's nearly impossible for females to trigger me. It's nearly impossible, really. Like, I don't know if you watched my breakdown. And you probably didn't. My neuroticism in the scale of 100 is 2%. My agreeableness is 0. It's near impossible for a female to trigger me. And I discussed like thousands of female before you, and I will have a conversation with thousands after you. So I really have immunity to be triggered from women, but I don't have problem to correct women, to correct men also. That's okay. That's wrong. You said that, and that's wrong. and that's why it is wrong. I'm breaking the reasons down for you to know why it is wrong. Okay, there is no participation trophies in man life. Okay, check this out. I called her out here. This is that's just envy. Get over it. Wall mean it is inevitable, like egg count in women. For men, it is achievement. Yes, most men are losers, but that does not make it a wall. And I'm very clear, like, I don't know how to say it in a more clear way. I really don't. Biological wall, like the word wall, have a biological root. If you don't know, like Ali, just read about it. The main root of the wall is it is from sport industry. When a lot of athletes do not have the physical capabilities, the biological capabilities to compete against their like to participate in the competition, so they say he hit the wall. Have you ever seen a football player at 55 or 60? Have you ever seen a runner who's 45? No, they have wall. The athletes, they have biological wall. So when the manosphere adapted this terminology, it does have biological root. And what women's wall have, it is connected to three things: egg count, which is fertility, youth, and beauty. And it all linked together. Why? Read about it. The collagen levels start drop. The fertility levels start drop. The beauty levels start drop. You can maintain it by Botox and like filters on Snapchat and TikTok. That's fake mask. Like the real you under this mask is fucked up as a woman when you age. I mean, not like you personally. So fertility, beauty, and youth. Your sexual market value is connected to your biology, and it will drop. It will start drop. After 22, it will start drop. Ta-da! There's no surprise here. We're saying that since years, like literally years, before you even step into the social media world. Yeah. So there is a wall for female. There is no wall for men. And we will respond to her video, guys. Like, keep up with me here. Okay, hold a minute. Yeah, here's one of my replies. I have I have a wall, so men have wall too. Men must have wall too. 55% of men who lived in this planet never reproduced in any age. So it is not a wall, it's a failure. Yeah, and that's biological fact, by the way. She said most men will never do that. I said, that's known since thousands of years. That's known. I have the studies stacked on my website, proving that. Yeah, 45% of men who lived on this planet, they never reproduced, not even a single baby. They did not have wives. 55%, that's majority. Does that mean wall? No, it is failure. That's failure. They failed. They failed to reproduce. Yeah, that's why 6,000 year BC, every man who reproduced, he reproduced with 17 women. 17 women for each man to reproduce with. But who's those men? The winners. Is that a wall? No, this is failure. It's called failure. Well, most men will fail. Yes, we acknowledge that since the beginning of time. Most men will fail. Congratulations. Women do not give a fuck about men who fails. They what? They wait at the finish line and bank the winners. Ta-da! Surprise! That's it. We acknowledge the reality. We never sell anyone any dream. We say if you put the fucking work, you maintain your muscles, money, game, frame. Even when you age, you will be a winner. If you do not, even when you are in your 20, you will be a loser. But that can be fixed in 30s for men, can be fixed in 40s for men, can be fixed in 50s for men. So there is no real wall. If you can push it over, you can fix it and deal with it. For you as a woman, you can't fix it. You can't fix it. You can't. There's no eggs anymore. There's no collagen anymore. There's no beauty anymore. No, no. That's why it's wall. That's why the makeup industry and plastic surgery industries exist. Because a lot of women, they try to push the wall from physical standpoint. Yeah, you will get a lot of horny men. You can make some men horny. Yes, that's okay. But you can't make them marry you. Yeah, yeah. Or at least the type of man that you want to marry you. Because they have a lot of options. A lot. Okay, straw man fallacy. What is the straw man fallacy that she did? You assume, I'm replying to her again, you assume that we say most men will be attractive when they are old, but we didn't. Because we did not say most men will be attractive when they are old. Nobody says that. There's no red pillar content creator, at least that I know of, says that. And you attack the argument that we never make. Yeah, you're attacking a straw man. We never make this argument. Okay. Okay, let me check here. There's a lot of tweets here for me, but I want to check. It is basically, yeah. Here is one of the guys. He's like he's playing the white knight for Ali. Simple tricks and nonsense. He says the wall, it is more than just reproductive viability. Well, it is. I reply to him. It is basically egg count, fertility. Yes, fertility, egg count, youth, beauty, it's linked in your biology. And that's what wall mean. Okay? And I reply by this man's story. Look, this is a story of a man who died at 120-year old. Okay? His wife gave birth to his last son when he was 98 years old. Who can, okay, can you convince his 24 son and 400 grandson that men have wall at 50? He kept reproducing for 76 years, literally. Like that's the difference between his first son and last son. Like his last son, when he got birth, uh, his his first son is 76 years old. Okay, so that's a real story, guys. That's a real story. A lot of guys will tell me this is exception. I says yes, this is exception because most people will never live to 120 year. That's right. But the concept that I'm trying to prove here that men have no like biological wall. There's no age like women at 40. You cannot reproduce. No, men can reproduce 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. He can reproduce. Any healthy man. Like, if you're fucking your health up for 30 years, I can't help you. I cannot help you. I'm not a magician. I'm not a god. But if you take care of yourself, you can reproduce at 40, 50, 60, 70. Yeah, easy. So it's a burden of performance. It's not a biological wall. And that, like this post, triggered her a lot. Okay, let's see Mars here. If Botox plastic surgery can improve a woman's facial aesthetics and men only see the final result, would that help her SMV? Yeah, for attract man from arousal standpoint, Mar. Yeah. From arousal standpoint, I can see like a woman who had got a lot of plastic surgery and Botox. I cannot like really from a first impression, I cannot like give be accurate about if she's doing plastic or not. I will see a beautiful thing, a hot thing, yes, but does that will get her fertility back? That's what I meant when I say biological wall. That will never get her fertility back. Like a 45 years old woman who spent like $100,000 on plastic surgeries and Botox and like a blend of these things. Okay, she will look good, but when I know she's 45, I will never, ever, ever marry her. I might be attracted little bit to her. I'm very good at noticing that. I'm real good at noticing that. I did some tests to recognize plastic surgery. I got 9 out of 10. My score was 90% of like figuring out the plastic surgery of the natural like woman. I did some tests. So even if I did not configure or like recognize that she's plastic, I will be attracted to her physically. But will I wife her up? No. Will I start a family with 45 years old? Fuck no. Of course not. That's my point. The final result, would that help her SMV? As such, wouldn't that increase her marital market? No, her sexual arousing market. That's a big difference. That's a huge difference, man. Concentrate, focus with me. She will look good, okay? She will look good, but no man will marry woman without knowing a lot of things about her. He have to test her. He have to know her age. I'm not marrying 45 years old woman, zero egg count. What? Why should I marry her for? She look good. There's thousands of girls who look good, right? Is women jealous because that's it. You hit it on the nail, Dr. Hassan. Is women jealous because we don't have a wall? Yes, she's jealous. She's simply jealous. I told her, you're just simply jealous. Get over it, Ali. We don't have a wall. It's a burden of performance. That's all. And most men will be losers. Yes, but there's no wall. There's no biological wall. I have one of my neighbor like long time ago. He got a kid. He got a new kid from his third wife when he was 76 fucking years old. 76, he got a new baby. One of his grandson was holding his baby, like the baby is his uncle. The baby is his uncle, like my friend, like his grandson is my friend. He was like near 25 years old and he was holding 2 month baby and he was telling me this is my uncle. I said, what the fuck? Like, is your grandfather still working? I tell me, yeah, that motherfucker is getting kids. And we were laughing. Like he was my neighbor. This is not an exception. I experienced that in my life a lot. A lot. One of my cousins, he's a doctor. He got married at 55 and he got 3 kids. That's regular. That's so easy. So easy. Maybe with the obesity rate in United States, you think all men in the world look like that? No, No, we don't. A few days ago, we did a graduation party for my young brother. He got graduated from university, and I really was looking and like thinking about that, looking about my cousins and like my relatives, like around 100 guy was 100 men was in that party. I was looking at them and checking the obesity rate in the audience. Like all most of them are my cousins and like some friends of my brother. I literally found three obese men, four obese men out of 100. Literally, four obese men out of 100 men. Four. And by obese, I mean like really obese, like over 100 kilogram, like 200 pound, 210 pound. Yeah. What about the 96%? They are regular. Like like me, as you see, like me or a little bit more, little bit less. Okay? That's the majority of people out of US, out of the Western fucked up world. Yeah. So if you are thinking about old men as an American old man, I will do give you excuse because most of them are fat fuck. They do not have anything. Okay, but to label men in general as they have wall, no, you're wrong, Ali. You're wrong. And Ali, if you're watching this, I don't know if you're watching this or not. If you are, I will I will give you the opportunity to jump on here because I invited you before to have this. I left the link. I left the link in the chat for StreamYard. You can join me here, Ali. That's the link for Ali, guys. Like, do not anyone get in the back stereo with me. If Ali is watching, you can jump on here and we can discuss that. I have no hard feeling for anyone in the manosphere, man or woman. I have no such things. I do not have emotion like in the first place. So there is no hatred. I'm not trying to take anybody down. I'm not trying to bash anyone. I'm correcting you. I'm like correcting any other young woman who did mistake. Okay. Mar here say, well, not up to 45, but say up to late 30s. No, at 30 you have 10% of your egg count. Why should I marry late 30s? At 30, you have 10% of your egg count. Why should I marry over 30? Why should I marry over 25? Why? I've read that with constant fertility treatment of certain types, yes, it's expensive, but can increase her chance. Yes, that's right. That costs a lot, and that will never work for numbers of children. If she's trying to get one kid or two kid, that's good for her. Find yourself another man, not me. I'm not an American to have one or two kids. No, thank you. I'm not a Western. No, I'm Arab. I need a fucking army. She can't give me my fucking army when she's 35 or 38. When she passed 33, she will get in geriatric pregnancy. That's risky pregnancy for the child and for her. Why should I take this risk and pay tens of thousands of dollars to treat her? Why? Why? I have all the options. Why should I choose her? Why? Give me one single reason. Women are not special creature. There's no special creature in woman. Get that out of your mind. There's no special creature. There's no special woman. There's a lot of option. Every single day, hundreds of thousands of girls turn 18. Why should I marry like 38 years old with geriatric pregnancy who needs like $150,000 worth of treatment to give me one child? why I can get it for free from young, more fertile, more youth, more fertile, young, more beautiful female. Why? Give me a single reason, Mar. I'm with you. Give me a single reason. I think it is fair to all between 18 and 30. The SMV for girls is at fire, but for boys it is below zero. Yeah, like generally speaking, yes, Dr. Hassan, you're right. After that range, the SMV for us is increasing. Definitely, definitely. That's why I'm telling young guys, do not be desperate. Put the work, like do the work. Pick some heavy shit. Learn how to get money. Train, exercise every day. Take care of your health. Build a muscle mass. Learn game. Make money. And in your 30s, in your 40s, you will be up rocketing in the sky. Do not get desperate because women do not like you in your beginning of 20s. I was in that place. I was in your place someday. Yes, and I got that feeling when I used to have feeling long time ago. So do not get desperate. Even guys who listen to me, most of them will not put the work, will not follow my leads. So they will become losers. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. If you want to be a loser, you will be a loser for yourself. You will never affect me. You will never ever affect me. You will never ever affect the women's in the society. Nobody cares about you as a man. So you have to build yourself or be a loser and nobody care. Now the woman have to evaluate this window wisely because the wall is coming. Yes, yeah, you're riding your car 120 like 100 miles 100 mile per hour toward the wall when you're in your 20. So choose carefully, girls. The wall is real. There is a science behind fucking that. There is real science behind that. The probability of a female to get married will drop 50% after 30. 50%. They did analyze the data, they did the work. There is scientific literature on that. I did not say that. That's not my opinion. That's fact. After 30, your probability of getting married is 50% below. Who says that? Not me. Science. Yeah, that's a wall. That's a wall. And we know that the peak of sexual market value for female is around 22. We did that. There's a survey concluded over than half million men from 18 to 70. 18 to 70. They all give the range between 20 and 24. So the middle range is 22 years old. When you are 22 years old, you have the highest sexual market value in your life. And it will start drop after 22. The clock will start ticking. I didn't do that. That's fact. Maybe for a man who only cares to have max two kids. Yeah, find yourself a man who will care to have just two kids. I always advise men to stay 2 years with a woman before get her pregnant. Does that will apply for 38 years old female? She will be 40. Congratulations. You can try. Especially city type care to have two kids. Also, if she's one willing to be bare the financial burden of her fertility expenses. Women who generate money have masculine features. Women who generate money have masculine features. I do not advise men to get married to women with financial capability because they have masculine features. Yeah, they have masculine traits. Yes. So, okay, what happened after that, guys? Before we jump to the video, what's happened after? What happened after that? Mm, yeah, here's what happened after that, guys. I told her, let's talk about men's wall in a podcast. Did I say that to Ali? Yeah. I told her, okay, you have another point of view, you have another opinion, which is I believe it's wrong. So let's talk about it. Let's have a discussion, like a very civilized discussion, as I have with my guests, with Richard Cooper, John MLD, with Rollo Tomasi, Abu American, Daniel, all the guests that I have on my channel. We have discussion, and like we did not agree on everything. That's okay. So let's have a discussion about it, Ali. What did she reply? She replied with this. She replied with this. You are blocked. You are blocked. Yeah, that's how she did reply. I said men do not have wall, like because there's no biological wall. She believed that men have wall. I said, okay, what about how we discuss this? Let's do a podcast and like we discuss this from scientific point of view. What did she reply? Block. Women will be women. Emotional, impulsive reaction. Emotional, impulsive reaction. Yeah. So that was expected for me. I'm totally okay. I'm totally okay with that. I want to explain that to my audience so they will understand why is that and what happened. And I will correct this information because there's a lot of people who follow Ali, and her content is good, guys. Like, don't get me wrong, but like for this particular subject, she's wrong. Yeah, she is wrong as usual. Yes, Dr. Hassam, as usual. I really genuinely expected this. Like I was looking at my phone when I got notification. Did she block me or not? Did she block me or not? Oh, she blocked me. Got it. Let's have a coffee. Yeah, that was my response. The invitation, Ali, for you, if you are watching, the invitation link is here. It is in the chat. It is pinned in the chat. You can join on StreamYard and defend your point of view, which is I invited you before to have a discussion about that. You just blocked me. That's okay. No hard feelings. I do not hate you, Ali. I wish you the best. I wish for your husband the best. I wish you to have as much as babies as you want. But as I said, you are younger than my youngest sister. So that's my profession. I'm more wise than you. I'm definitely more smart than you. I can provide I can provide the certificate proving that. And I'm in this profession before you even exist in the social media. I'm doing this since years. I spend thousands of hours reading books, statistics, studies, and watching lectures about the gender differences. I do give lectures on these subjects in universities. I do myself. I do give lectures 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? Like the last month, I gave a lecture in the university about the gender differences. So I am a professional. I am professional, certainly more professional than you. So I have to correct you. I have to correct you. No hard feelings. And guys, like who's watching this, like my followers, my beloved ones, do not go to Ali's channel. Do not attack her. Do not do such things. Uh, she's still part of the manosphere somehow, okay? And she's genuinely good girl, generally speaking. She have a good intention at least. She's not a feminist. Some of the guys was commenting on my Twitter. She's still a feminist. I said, no, that's not feminist. That's usual female. Impulsive, emotional reaction. That's any regular female. She's not a feminist, guys. So take it easy. Chill out. Okay, let's see her video here. Let me share the screen of her video and let's comment on it. No hard feelings, Ali. I have to do this.
I didn't think I was gonna go live. I didn't think I was gonna go live.
Okay, here is it, guys. We will listen sentence by sentence, and I will give my comment. I will break down what she says and where she's wrong, where she's right about things. But we will not cover all of the video. It is like 40 something video, 40 something minute. I will catch like few of it. Okay, bear with me, guys.
So I was gonna mind my own business, maybe go to a museum, do something cool, walk around the lake. But I made a lot of men angry on Twitter.
I don't know if she meant me with the man who's angry on Twitter. I never been angry. I'm just like correcting you. That's what I do since years. I do that. I correct people when they have wrong ideas or wrong concepts or using concepts, misusing the concepts and the words, such as wall. So to correct you, Ali, that does not mean I'm very angry about it. You're just wrong. Like accept it. What is that? That's okay. I've been wrong many times. That's okay. So anybody criticize me if I said something wrong. You are angry. No, he's not angry. He's just correcting you. That's okay. Chill out.
Y'all, I'm just so over it. Like people are like, oh, Allie, why would you want to leave the manosphere? Why? It's a grift. I'm like, seriously? Because I get approached like a paranoid schizophrenic. Oh, she's a chameleon. She's doing this for that. She's doing it for clout, for money. Meanwhile, I see my pay stubs. Not that lit. Pay stubs, not that lit. Okay. But anyway, if you like this content, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and hit the notification bell. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I do talk about a lot of things. I've even the whole like monkey branching. I talked about that on Twitter a couple of times, right? And so today on Twitter or yesterday, I've just been getting ran up on by I don't know the Twittosphere, the Twitter sphere. Just a bunch of men who seem to be really bothered by the fact that I have a different perspective. And keep in mind,
You can have a different perspective, and that perspective can be wrong. I do not give a fuck. A lot of people have different perspective. Feminists have different perspective. Atheists have different perspective. Liberals have different perspective. You can have a different perspective, but that perspective it's not right necessarily. That's okay to have different perspective.
I'm allowed to have a different perspective. I'm
Yes, you're allowed to be wrong also.
allowed to think what I want to think.
Of course, you're allowed to think what you want to think, but that's not necessarily true all the way.
I do offer a different perspective. That's why I have a YouTube channel. That's why I have this many subscribers. If people didn't like my perspective, I wouldn't have this many subscribers. But
Well, do not make assumption based on subscribers numbers. Uh, Come on, I don't want to give this example. Kim Kardashian have a bigger audience. She's a hoe. So what does that mean?
They do. They enjoy it. I play around with mental models in my mind. But it came up where people firmly believe that men don't have a wall. Need I remind you, first and foremost, most people age horribly. Most people age horribly, but it's fine.
Yes, most people is fucking losers, especially in the US. They're fat nation. They're the most fat nation on this fucking planet, in this galaxy. Yeah, and I don't give a fuck. They eat. They control the food they put in their mouth. They're lazy. So, does that mean they have wall? No, stop eating. Exercise. That's not a wall. Most people age horribly. Yes, most people age horribly, and most men will never reproduce. Ta-da! We know that since thousands of years. There's no surprise here. Let it be small, guys. You can hear it.
If we're like, oh, look at women, they can't cope with the wall. Look, I'm going to start this off by saying I peaked at 24. I am 27. I know I peaked. I'm friends with my wall. I know my wall is probably coming around the corner. Maybe it already came. Maybe it's hitting me in the face tomorrow. I get it. That's why I got married. That's why I'm starting a family. That's why I do what I do personally.
And that's good for you. But that does not make men have wall. They have burden of performance.
I am friends with my wall. But when I see the whole minister's like, no, men don't have a wall, I'm like, how? How?
I'll tell you how, without repeating it a lot. The wall as a concept came from sport industry for the athletes who their biological capabilities decrease after certain age. You will never find a runner after 45. You will never find a runner at 50. You will never find a football player at 60. No. Why? Because they have wall. And this wall as a concept is rooted in biology. This wall as a concept is rooted in biology. Okay? عليكم السلام أخي يوسف. حياك الله. So the concept wall, where does it come from? From sport industry. The coaches of the athletes find out that there is certain limitation rooted in your biology linked to the age. Okay? You'll never find a football player, as you say, soccer, at 50, because they can't compete at 50. They have physical limitation when they age. So, what does the red pill sphere or the manosphere drag this concept from the sport industry and apply it to women? Women after 30, the probability of her getting married drop below than 50%. And we know on the sexual market value rating, half of million of men from different races, different cultures, different ages, different names, from 18 to 65 or 70, half million men, they all agreed that the most attractive female is on 22, between 20 to 24. So it is on 22, the peak, and you will start to drop. Okay? When you cross 30, less than 10% of egg count, no fertility, no collagen, no youth. You can't give me babies. I'm sorry. I have to find a younger option. So this is biological wall. It's rooted in the biology. Fertility, youth, and beauty is linked, and it's biological. Okay? It is biological. So that's why it is wall. You can't push it over, you can't move it. You can do some plastic surgeries using some Botox, some makeup, some TikTok filters and Snapchat filters to look good. But that does not change the wall. You're just putting a mask, okay? You're just putting a mask. The wall is the wall. You can't move it. You can't get your egg count back. Ta-da! You can't. That's why men do not have wall. Any healthy, focus what I'm saying. Any healthy man can reproduce at any age of his life. Any healthy man can reproduce at any age of his life and can get married at any age of his life. You have to maintain four things: money, muscle, game, frame. Shout out to my boy, MLD, John. Money, muscles, game, frame. If you if you catch these four, you can get married at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So there's no liquidity here. The wall. Listen what she's saying.
Because most men are not the top 1 to 10% earners that are
Most men are fucking losers, and nobody gives a fuck. That does not make it wall.
out there that can pull tail from 70 to 90.
Yeah, if he's not taking care of his health in the last 50 years, who gives a fuck?
So, like, what about the other 90% of men, right? And I know that men peak, right? They do peak. I am not denying that father time is not kinder to men. I understand that. And here's the other thing, too. You would think I'd be allowed to have an opinion that was different. These people are no different than the liberals that I dealt with in college. You would think that I'd be able to have a different opinion, right? And that my opinion might carry some weight because my husband is 50. My husband is 50. I'm genuinely attracted to this man. He is 23 years older than me. I fully comprehend men age better. I get that. I don't I don't understand.
So your husband is the ultimate example, Ali, that men can age better, but that's not coincidence. That's not random. Your age, your like I met your husband. He have a good shape. He really have a good shape. He take care of himself. That is not coincidental. This is not coincidence. This is not random. He do a lot of things to take care of himself. That's why he's attractive. That's why he can replace you, by the way. Yeah, he can. He's in a good, let's say, economical status. On socioeconomic status, he's good. He know game. He's masculine man. So he got money, muscles, game, frame. He got all of them. So can't he get married at 50, 55, 60? He can. Ta-da! Yeah. So you have to learn from that. If there is a wall, your husband broke that wall. So it is not a fucking wall. You can't break that wall. You can't reverse your account losage. You can't.
I get that. However, what I do know, being with a man who is older, he was way hotter at 35. Now I'm trying to figure out when
Yeah, of course. And he was way hotter at 19.
he was drop dead gorgeous, but things change. Things change along the way. You lose elasticity, what have you. I'm really trying to think if he was like hotter at 28 or 35 or maybe in the middle. It's like whenever you're like that 80s heartthrob, right? That was a thing, was a moment. So yeah, he was like way hotter then. Men peak. Most men age horribly. So my question is, like, why are they so fervently trying to pretend like men don't age horribly? Like most people don't age horribly.
Well, if you didn't block me and you accept the invitation to have like a civilized conversation on a podcast, I will teach you why you are wrong. But you didn't. You just reacted with an impulsive emotion. So can't help you, Ali. Hope you will see this video.
And I'm not a woman that's in denial and I'm trying to pretend like I'm going to be pretty and beautiful forever. But I think it's a really weird Western thing that people do where they try to cling onto their youth for dear life. Just for dear life.
This is not Western like thing. Women in all planet try to pretend that they're still young and beauty when they age. That's not a Western thing.
There's such a thing as aging gracefully versus aging resentfully. A woman trying to pretend to be 21 when she's 50, that's gross. It's not cute. It's
That's nature. It's not gross. Women will always try to look younger.
tacky. A man trying to pretend that he's 20 with graphic tees when he's 60, it's gross.
There's no pretend. You can have a good shape, you can have a good money, you can have muscle money game frame at your 50 or at your 60, and you can compete and beat the men in 20s. Definitely beat them. Yeah.
Gross. It's not cute. People are going to be flaming me for that too. But yeah, I don't know a single 18-year-old woman who's fantasizing about your average earning pensioner.
Who gives a fuck about average earning pensioner? Why should I take an average earning pensioner as my role model? Why? Why should I take brokies as my role model? Why? Why you present the average fucked up poor brokey pensioner as the role model? You can be this guy. Of course he can be this guy. It is harder to not be this guy. That's why women wait at the finish line and bang the winners, because the winner is very small layer of the society. Can you be a winner? Definitely. You can be a winner. And when you're a loser in the United States, you can be a winner in a lot of other countries, by the way. Like if you're 50,000 years, $50,000 annual income, if you just move to another country, you will be on the top 10% of the society automatically. I'm giving you options. There's no fucking wall. Yeah, the average earning American is around 50,000 annually. That will put you in that will put you in average. Like you will be an average guy. And that's shit in the United States. Just move to Colombia, move to Sri Lanka, move to Indonesia, move to Malaysia, live in one of the fucking islands with that $50,000 a year. You will be in the top 10% of the society. And you can marry young, beautiful, fertile females and have a lot of kids. Congratulations.
Your average earning pensioner male. Nobody's dreaming about that. No one's dreaming about it. Women in the chat, put a 1 in the chat if you look forward to banging an old man.
Look, this is the ultimate mistake that everybody do. You will ask women what they want. If you want to learn about women, never ask them. Study them. Watch what they do. That's one of my most famous quotes in the Middle East. One of my most famous. Never listen to what women says. Watch what women do. It is proven scientifically. Women says they want things and they will do other totally opposite things. So why you are asking women what they want? They will lie. That's what women do. Never ask them what they want. I study women for years. Women do not tell the truth about what they want. She will keep pedestalizing the nice guy and she will go with the gangster in 1 minute. If you ask her for 10 years, what do you want? I want a nice man. I want a gentleman, romantic guy, blah, blah, blah. And a bad ass motherfucker will enter from the door. She will jump on his lap. Ta-da! Never listen to what women says. Watch what women do. I think she's addressing the general population of men. We acknowledge that, Mark. Come on. You're following me since long time. You have know that. Of men who dog on women and say they'll be better than them at age 50, yet still attract young women in their 20s when most won't be. There is a trash talker like across two genders, Mar. There is a trash talker across two gender. There's inflated sense of ego in both gender. But men can be attractive at 50, women can't from LTR point of view, long-term relationship point of view. I'm not saying she can't look good. There is a woman at 50 that look good, but woman at 20 will beat her every single day of the week. I will choose the 20 over 50 all of my life. At any age of my life, I will choose 20 over 50. Yeah. About the general population of men, yeah, the general population is losers. Most men never reproduced. That's fact. That's human history. Yeah, we know that. We acknowledge that before even she exists. Yes.
We'll do 50, they can still be hot, but let's do 60. Right? 60 and older. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to bang a dude that's 60 and older. Put a 2 in the chat if you really don't want to bang a
That doesn't matter what woman says in the chat. Doesn't matter at all.
dude that's 60 or older. Right? Like really, let's use our brains. Oh, not hot anymore. Fabio, not hot anymore. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, not hot anymore.
They're not hot anymore, but they're banging 19 years old all the time. 19, 20, 21, all the time. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Tom Cruise, all of them. All of them are very fucking successful with women. All of them. Well, most men will never be Robert De Niro. Well, you can be some kind of Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro himself, if you told him 50 years back, you will never be this successful. Ta-da! He got successful. So you can't tell young guys, you will never ever be this successful. You don't know. You will be a fucking idiot to predict the future.
Okay. Not hot anymore. I don't understand it. But my point is that I'm allowed to have a different perspective. And here,
Yes, you're allowed to be wrong. Of course, you're allowed to. We do not have to agree with you, Ali. She assumed that if she's allowed to have a different perspective, that we have to agree, all of us. We have to give her thumbs up when she says wrong things. No, I do not do that with anyone at all, including my father and mother. No, I do not agree to wrong things. When people do mistakes, I'll tell them you did a mistake here. If they have impulsive emotional reaction as you, well, I can't help you. Told you, let's talk about it. I'm blocked. I'm triggered. That's it.
here's the thing. Okay, True, right? Let's be true. Al Pacino did go on a date recently with an 18-year-old.
Ta-da!
Al Pacino is Al Pacino. Who are most men? Sorry. Who are most men? Oh, okay. That's like
Okay. So now you're comparing the 0.0000001% of men to all men. And that's factually wrong. You do not need to be Al Pacino to do this. You do not need to have $500 million to do this. No, no, no. People are doing it in most of the world without being a billionaire. No, you do not need to be Al Pacino to do that. People in the Middle East, they are doing it with a fraction of Al Pacino, very small fraction, with 50 or $60,000 a year. People are doing it in our countries here, in the 22 fucking countries that we live in. Around 400 million people here live in this part of the world. They are doing it. Old men, healthy men with some money, they are doing it. Okay? Get out of your US bubble.
that's what I thought. Being able to pull tail at 80 based off of finances alone, yes, it's possible. Now, I don't know anything about 80-year-old women getting some. I really don't know. I got no clue, no idea.
Most women in their 30, they have sexual function disorder. What are you talking about? Female in their 80. 45% of female 18 to 24, they have problem with reproduction. I'm talking about the most fertile woman. They have problem with reproduction in the reproduction system. More than half of the female in the world, they have sexual function disorder or type of it, one kind of it. So what you're telling me, an 80 years old woman, who will bang 80 years old woman anyway?
But I don't necessarily consider that to be a dub, that you can get a woman to give up the cookie out of financial obligation and persuasion. How is that a dub? I'm really trying to rack my mind. How is that a dub?
Well, every single woman in this planet, she need a financial obligation to give the cookie. Ta-da! Congratulations. It's called hypergamy.
The funny thing about it is like, I'd like to see what some of these men look like behind the screen. Okay, $4.99 donation on the platform from Trevor says, I think the wall is relative to the drive for sex. If you're 50, your testosterone is most certainly lower. We do have a wall, but we don't care. To me, it's just like, how old would you?
Yeah, this is not a wall. Like when you lose 1% of your testosterone over 40, this is not a real wall. Like in 20 years after 40, you will lose 20% of your testosterone level. If you're taking care of yourself, you can fix that easily in 3 months. So is that a wall? Really? And even if you have a problem with the production of testosterone, there is testosterone replacement therapy. Ta-da! You can fix it. That's okay. That's okay. So is it real wall that can't be fixed like egg count and fertility in female? No.
You have to be in order to admit that you finally hit a wall? Like, is it 50, 70, 90? There's just no possible way. No possible way that this could go on forever. I am not buying it.
No possible way. Why? Because we women have walls. So men have wall too. It is not a wall. It's burden of performance. If you do perform, you will never have any wall. If you do not, you will lose. Your SMV will decrease. Your health will decrease. Yeah, that's it. There's no participation trophies as men. We know that. We acknowledge that. We do not sell people lies. That's facts.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. However, I will make it abundantly clear again, I am married to a man twice my age. I'll make it abundantly clear if you take your nutrition and your fitness seriously, you can be handsome for a very long time. Absolutely. Much more handsome than a woman can be beautiful for that point in time.
That's surprising, huh?
Like for women, I know that our looks go away. Boom. We just wake up one day and we're old. I understand
No, it is not that. It does decrease precipitously. Yeah.
that. I know for men it's a very slow decline, but to have all these alpha males on Twitter arguing with me, like really, why? Why are you so pressed?
It is not pressed. I don't have to agree with you with every single thing. You're just wrong. Get over it. Get over it. Really, you're battling like a young child, like my nephews, when they figure out that they're wrong. Oh, you're just saying I'm wrong. Like why are you triggered? I'm not triggered. You're just wrong. Chill out. Chill out. That's lose shaming tactic, Ali. Come on. You're better than that.
But again, I do think that this is that Western thing where we're trying so desperately to hold on to youth instead of trying to learn how to age gracefully. Holding on to your high school football glory days. That's not cute. It's not cute when women do it too, you know? But anyway, 199 donation says women are not supposed to be attractive. Women are supposed to be the attractive ones, not men. That's crazy. That's crazy because tens don't marry twos. Usually, attractive people try to be with other attractive people. So, um, anyway, like
Yeah, but the attraction metrics is different between men and women.
this entire chat is just you still don't understand, do you? I understand quite a bit.
No, you don't. If you use the term wall, you do not understand what wall mean and how it's linked and rooted in biology. You do not.
Most of you will not marry a 27-year-old when you're 50. I understand a lot. But I'm allowed to have a different opinion. And it doesn't have to be like this is sisterhood uber alles. I'm protecting female mating strategy. I don't even really like women all that much. I'm just having a legitimate conversation. At what point
No, you don't. You're just lying, Ali. I'm sorry. I'm not buying this. I asked you to have a legitimate conversation and you blocked me. So you're not trying to have a conversation. You just run away from the conversation. I'm leaving the StreamYard link here in the chat since half an hour. I don't know if you're watching this or not, but you can DM me anytime. Like you are already in my inbox, like we talked before. I ask you for a legitimate conversation, as you're saying, and you refuse to have a legitimate conversation. Sorry, you're not. You're lying.
are we willing to admit that men take a hit with the SMV? And then it's like, I understand that there's different financial factors that can play into a man's SMV. Yes, you can pull tail if you have enough money, but still, exactly how much of a dub is that? And my issue more so with like the content creator side of things is a lot of these guys are top 10% of men. I don't know about top 1%. Physically, top 10% of men. They're fit. They're not like the general public because rule number one, being on camera, doing social media, you might want to look good. It might behoove you to look good. So, like, they talk to the other 90% of men. They're like, hey, you can do it too. This is true. You can, but most won't.
It is their problem, Ali. Get over it. I'm telling people you can gain a muscle mass. You can. If they don't want to, I can't force them. As the American great quote says, from the Cowboys in Texas, shout out to the Cowboys in Texas. You can take the horse to the river, but you can't make him drink. You can take the horse to the river, but you can't make him drink. I can show you what to do to increase your SMV, but I can't force you to do it. I don't give a fuck. I can tell you what to do. I can't make you do it. If you didn't, you can just be a fucking loser. Who gives a fuck?
And that's okay. It's okay to get wrinkles. It's okay not to be as hot as you were. I mean, I've peaked already. That's okay. But I'm more on the side of aging gracefully and embracing, that we're one step closer to meeting our maker every day. I think that that's something that the West has a big problem with. And I wish it wasn't like that, but it shows a real lack of spirituality and meaning in life. 199 donation to platform says men do have a wall, just too scared to admit it.
Yeah, we are too scared. I'm thinking about the war all day. Oh my God. Come on. Come on. That's cheap. That's cheap shaming tactic. Cheap, very cheap. Men are so afraid of the wall, but they do not admit it. Oh my God. Get over it. Get over it. Take that envy out of your chest and throw it in the garbage. Stop using shaming tactic to prove your point. That's childish. Look, at Yusuf here laughing his ass out. I know I have a lot of people watching me from United States, and I want to hear your voice, guys. I want to genuinely want to get your take on it. Just leave a comment. If you do not want to send a super chat or be a member of the channel, that's okay. When I end the live, just leave your comment. What do you think about what I'm saying? Am I delusional, or it is real burden of performance? You can literally improve your physique by taking care of your food, practicing, putting the work, and you can increase your SMV. You can learn about money, get money, build your business, even if you're old. People do it all the fucking time, really all the fucking time. One of my clients, people who follow me since a long time. I'm an investment consultant. There's one of my clients, he make over than $600 million over 60. Over 60. He make over than $600 million. He's Jordanian. Ta-da! Yeah, people can do it. I personally improving my income. I'm 35 and I'm doing it in real good way. Really, real good way. Do I have a wall? I'm afraid of the wall. Please don't mention the wall, Ali. Please, please. Do not give a fuck. As Andrew Ted says, I do not.
279 donation says a man hit the wall when he can't produce. So I mean, I think men stop reproducing. I mean, that's again, it's just arguments to make.
You saw my tweet about the man have his last kiss at 98. So stop bullshitting, Ali.
Antics and definitions. I'm thinking about my ovaries. Like, do my ovaries want it or no? Do my ovaries want it or no? So, anyway, I think men can reproduce in their 70s.
I'll hit you with a fact, Ali. If your ovaries don't want it, there's millions of girls' ovaries they want it. So chill out. There's a lot of girls in Colombia and Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Philippines, in East Europe, in Russia, Ukraine, in Arab world, Middle East, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Jordan, Syria, a lot of girls waiting for an old, well-rounded man, wise, experienced man with a good amount of money, with a good experience, with a lot of game, a lot of information to take care of them. There's millions, literally millions of girls. So if your ovaries don't want it, that's okay. That's okay. Why anyone wants American women anyway? Why? Less than 3% of girls in America are virgin. And listen to me, guys. By Dr. Nicholas Walfinger study, he did the study through 30 years. In this, that was It finished around 3 or 4 years ago, and like in that age, in that year, the percentage of virgins in the United States was 5% and was dropping through the 30 year. So nowadays it's less than 3% are virgins. And most of them are Muslim girls who you can't marry as non-Muslim. You can't marry Muslim woman. It's haram. You can't marry her. Or Mormons, and Mormons do not give their daughters to non-religious. Orthodox Jews, and they do not give their daughters to non-religious. Or Amish. Amish do not mix with the civilization. They live with each other. They do not give their daughters to civilized people. So the probability to get a virgin wife in United States is near zero. The girls will start banging different men from 13 to 25. She will have probably when she's 25, she will have probably 50 plus body count. Who gives a fuck about what this 25 want? Why? Why should you give a fuck? And 60% of them are obese. Why? Why do you give a fuck about what do they think or what they want? Saying men hit the wall, it's like saying men have periods. Whoa! That was a quite good rocket, Yusuf. Saying men hit the wall, it's like saying men have periods. Yeah, of course. Yeah. They hit the wall. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know at what age, but they should have wall. They should have wall. Stop your emotion tornado and get back to facts.
Obviously, I'm trying to have a baby with my husband who's 50, so he's probably going to have his first kid at 51, 52. Again, I understand what you guys are saying. I just think that a lot of this is really unrealistic. Like, there's a reason why I'm with who I'm with, and I have a decent level of information here. So I guess like men can sire children into their 80s or 90s. So that's your measure of the wall. It's not whether or not.
Yeah, of course it is a measure of the wall. Because wall have biological root. That's what are you refusing to understand, Ali?
He can get tail now. It's about whether or not he can sperm a human. Is that the new definition?
It is not a new definition. The wall is biological. It is not a new definition. Maybe it's new for you, but we are saying that since years. If you do not understand it, that's okay. You have to understand it.
That genuinely curious. Okay. I'm going to catch up on the chat. Obviously, it's a bunch of angry men here without icons. The wall is for men when you have to take ED meds. Well, then that would mean that there's a bunch of depressed 21-year-old men that have hit the wall. I'm male. I think Ali is great. Thanks. Men's wall is balding. The scary effing Norwood Reaper. Balding. That's where we're going to draw the line. I guess that's fair.
Look at this nonsense. Yusuf, what do you think about that? I don't know if Dr. Hussam is still here or not. Balding is the line. Balding is the line. Like I start balding at my 20s. So I hit the wall. Like Van Diesel is bald. Did he hit the wall? Really? Andrew Tate is bald. Did he hit the wall? This is absolute bullshit. This is garbage. I'll tell you why it's garbage. Because I know human biology. I know it very fucking well. I study it for thousands and thousands of hours. Being bald have two factors. Listen, Ali, let me school you a little bit. Being bald have two factors. The first factor is genetics. The first factor is genetics. The second factor is the testosterone level. The testosterone level have a big play in men losing hair. Okay? I'm not talking about facial hair. I'm not talking about this hair. I'm talking about the head hair. Yes, I have both. I have high testosterone and I have bad gene because my father is bald, my uncles is bald, my grandfather is bald, so we have it in our genes. With high testosterone, so every man who have these two factors will start lose hair in their 20s. I have a lot of friends, they start bald in the beginning of their 20s, like 25, 24, they start losing hair. Does that mean they hit the wall? Some of them, some of them are millionaires now. They did not hit any fucking wall. They are bald. That's okay. Van Diesel is bald. Andrew Tate is bald. A lot of attractive men is bald. A lot of men, a lot of women actually, there's a lot of studies. They find bald men are more attractive, more wise, have more testosterone. And that's true actually from biological point of view. Men who have higher rate of testosterone, they lose hair more. I'm one of them. So does lose hair mean you hit the wall? That's an absolute garbage. That's genetics and testosterone level. These are the two factors, and that can happen anytime. So I know guys, I know old man who's 70 and he did not lose hair. He have great genes, like hair genes. Does does he did so he didn't hit the wall at 70 and a man hit the wall at 25 because he's bald? That's an absolute garbage, Ali. You're better than that. Come on. You're supposed to be smart. Ihab, fitness. She's making a pivot on her content strategy. Okay. There was a wave of girls riding the RP and FNF. Yeah, definitely Ihab. Like, I agree. And FNF wave. Now they turn on men to please the mainstream. Hmm. Yeah, you will never succeed with that. Like they will never succeed with that. One, because we are fucking rude in the red pill sphere. In the manosphere, we are fucking rude. I'm fucking rude. I will call anyone who did mistake. I will correct check anyone, anyone at all. I do not give a fuck. I do that with my father. I do that with my beloved one. I correct people all the time. I do not have my neuroticism is 2% again, and my agreeableness is zero. Zero means the people's emotion do not have any consideration in my mind. I will correct them. When somebody say bullshit, I'll say this is bullshit. Somebody says something wrong, I'll say this is wrong. And that's what we say, that's what we do in the manosphere. So she got itchy, she got allergy for being wrong. It's not my mistake. I called you for a podcast, like for a discussion, civilized discussion. You just run away. Thank you, I have for the £8. Appreciate it, bro. So she will keep repeating like the same argument for a long time. Men being bold is the wall. Some men bold at 25, some men never bold at 90. So it is not a fucking wall. That's an absolute idiocy. That's idiotic. So I'll stop here, guys. For Ali, if you if you ever watch this video and you want to really discuss this in front of people, as I invited you before, I'm more willing to have this discussion. Again, this is not an attack on Ali. As I said, she's younger than my youngest sister. So I do not have any hate or contempt toward Ali, but I have to roast her. Okay, as I roast my sister when she do something dumb. So accept it or leave it here, Ali. Yes, men don't have a wall, at least biologically. Yeah, definitely. They do not have wall. But as men get older, they lose their physical strength If they do not practice, yes, they lose their physical strength, which is a factor women look for protection, and it's not attractive as a guy in his 30s. Man will lose his physical strength at any age if you do not practice. So it's not related to wall. It's not related to age. Yes, when you pass when you pass age, like when you're in third, in not in 30, in 30 is young, in 40, 50, 60, you have to put more effort and to watch your food style, like more to be more focused on these things to maintain your muscle mass. Yes, but that's it is performance burden of performance. It is not age. Okay, a lot of bodybuilders they died like at 60 or 70, and they still have amazing physique at 60 and 70. They do the work. It is burden of performance. It is not age. And by the way, when men reach 60 and 70, he's probably safe. Like he's not living in the middle of nowhere with wild hyenas around his, like he's living in a safe place with suppose have a lot of kids, have a lot of people around him, have safe house in a safe city with a big family. So it is not like a real physical, and he can be physically good, like physically like strong. I met a lot of guys in their 50s and 60s, and they look extremely well. They look extremely in shape, but they do the work. They practice at least 5 times a week, 1 to 1.5 hour every day. Yeah. So that's the main point, guys. Thank you for being patient. It's like near 1 hour 50 minute podcast. That was a long one. That was a long one. I will go for a live on TikTok in a few minutes, but that will be in Arabic. You're most welcome if you're Arabic. You want to follow me in TikTok. I'm having like near 100,000 view every single day in TikTok, so we're doing good on TikTok channel. TikTok channel. I hope it will stay for a little bit before they ban me on TikTok, because people do not like what I say, and TikTok do not like what I say. So let's see where this goes, guys. For counseling booking, you can do that through my email, which is info@redpillarabic.com, or through through my website, which is redpillarabic.com, or send me an email at info@redpillarabic.com. You can do it through the services page. In my website, you can change the language Arabic to English. There is this option is in the bottom of the page. You can change it from Arabic to English, and you can book me for counseling, 1 hour, 30 minute. Can book me for what is it? Personality trait analysis session. I'll send you a link for an exam, and I will explain you what is your personal traits. Thank you for watching, guys. Yusuf, warriors. Her argument is not rational and factual. Of course, it's just an emotional reaction. Yeah, she can't afford. Look, guys, women in general, they can't stand for their ideas. Men do. In general, women cannot stand for their ideas. That's why she ran away when I invited her to podcast. Yeah, they cannot defend their ideas. That's why the change in the society is in the man hand. It's never in the woman hand, because men will stand and defend their idea. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a great night. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.